Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of ChinaTech. This is something that I think you'll find pretty exciting. This is the Orico 2.5-inch SATA hard drive enclosure. So what this means is we can actually put our own 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD into this enclosure and turn it into something sort of like this. This is the Samsung T5 portable SSD. We're going to try and pretty much build our own using this enclosure. So really, all there is just some information on the back and a picture at the front. So if we open it up, you'll see we've just got this bag, and underneath we've got our cord. And there it is just up close. You can see we've got our USB 3.0 cord, a micro USB portion, and then a bit extra on the end to give us some extra bandwidth. This is the actual enclosure itself. It feels pretty light. If I just tip it out though, you can see it's actually not too much, just this plastic shell, and then just a few little bit of electronics up there to actually interface with the hard drive. Oh, you ready? Are you ready? Alright, so if we just slide it, there you go, you can see it opens up, and we've just got all this space here to slide in a drive. These up here are the connectors we're going to use. I've actually got a super cheap SSD that I salvaged from a sort of old computer, so I'm actually going to try and slide this in and see if we can turn this into something a bit more portable. So you can see right here is our SATA connector and the power connector, which is going to match up with the connector on this SSD. So hopefully if I just put it in, you can see it's fitting, and then I should just be able to slide it in. There you go, I'll press it in so it can fit a bit better, and that is pretty much our whole setup, our whole unit, and now it's ready to go. I'll slide this back on just to close it up. There you are, and now you can see we've actually connected in our SSD, and we can access it via this USB port, as well as this case obviously offering it a lot more protection than you would have just having it floating around. So it's all connected up, it's looking good, and I suppose all we've got left to do is for me to check that this actually works by plugging it into my laptop. Alright, so here is the drive. If I just plug it into my laptop, hopefully we're seeing this light come up, and we've seen this red light come up. So hopefully that means, there you are, we're seeing some activity. There you go. You can see our volume has actually shown up. This is the SSD that we just plugged in, and it is actually showing up. If I just go info, you'll see we are actually getting our drive, 128 gigabyte capacity. There, just connected. So how about we test actually copying some stuff onto it just to check it's actually working. All right, so I am actually having a bit of trouble by the looks of it. It is saying that the volume is read only. So we're going to have to actually try and fix it up. Alright, so I just had a bit of a play around. I actually formatted the SSD, and now you can see it is actually coming out. So we can actually save stuff onto the drive, which is great. It now essentially means this SSD is functioning very similar to this T5 SSD. You can see the T5 is obviously a lot smaller, but this one, the case costs about what, $5 or something. The SSD inside costs about $40, whereas all up this cost me about $130. So, you know, it is the trade-off you pay. It is a bit bigger, a bit of a bigger unit. Obviously it has to have this extra little bar of electronics, but on the plus side, you do get to use your own hardware. You can upgrade it, which is a big factor. If I want to upgrade this, I'm going to be spending another $200 to get the bigger capacity, whereas for this you can just slap in a new drive. There's actually not too much else to this though. As you can see, we've just got some very basic electronics up the top, and then yeah, like you saw, you just slide your drive in, and now you can see I'm using this dongle, but you can just plug it straight into your computer. And yeah, overall I think this Orico SSD hard drive enclosure is actually something that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd be expecting this to handle, you know, the biggest drops. It is just made, as I said, of pretty basic plastic, but it does offer some extra protection, and it does make it much easier to actually plug an SSD straight into a computer. Instead of having to use some sort of dock, you can just plug it into something like this and then plug it straight in. So for that reason, I'm actually probably going to keep this around so I can quickly and easily plug SSDs into my computers, even if I just need to quickly transfer some files or something. But for a more sort of day-to-day use, I still think this could be a pretty cool product. And you know, maybe if you can't justify spending a bit more money on something like this, if you've got a spare SSD or something, could be a great great pickup for you. That just about wraps up this quick unboxing and look at this Orico drive enclosure. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe down below, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section any ideas that you have for some future ChinaTech stuff like this Orico enclosure. In my next video, I'll probably be doing a video on this Boya microphone, so subscribe for that if you want to see it. And if you're interested, I'll probably do a video comparing this Orico drive enclosure to the T5 SSD and sort of weighing up the pros and cons of each. So subscribe if you want to see those videos. Apart from that though, thank you for watching ChinaTech, and I'll catch you in the next video.